How do you brush your teeth while you're out exploring? You just wait. So I just got back from vacation. I've only been back for like a day and a half back in the States. And today I went to go get my teeth cleaned, and tomorrow I'm gonna go get my braces. And I bought, because they were selling it at my dentist's office. Boom. Check that out. So I forgot what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is to go get my teeth tightened tomorrow. Hey everyone, it's Friday. It's the start of the weekend. I went to my 4th visit to the orthodontist. So I am 4 months in of having braces now. And so I have the metal braces. Quick recap, I had 4 teeth removed, 2 up top, 2 at the bottom. 2 weeks exactly after that, I got the braces on. What's new? Well, things have changed, so it's really exciting and everything's starting to look like in position. The only tooth now left that has a significant trajectory still to go is the upper right tooth, and that's the one that's behind. Everything else is where they need to be. They just need to be moved, right? So either left, right, but they're all in the plane. If you go to my earlier videos, you'll see that my teeth were everywhere. So the only one that's like that is the top one now. So it's very exciting. So as of now, I have 3 bands. 2 on the upper part, which are pulling those canine teeth back, and then 1 on the bottom left. So the one on my left. And on the right, I also had a band that was pulling the tooth that was really crooked. Now there's a gap still there, but there's no band on it pulling to close that gap. And the reason that they didn't put a band there to close the gap is so that the tooth at the top, because it's a crossbite, so that tooth, the next time I go, so in 5 weeks, the next time I go, they're gonna put a bracket on there because there's no bracket there. Nothing's been happening to that tooth that's crooked. They're gonna put a bracket and they're gonna pull it forward. So they're gonna use the space, the gap that's there, to allow it to move forward. So that's why this is the only gap that they're not closing right now. Once the top tooth makes its way forward, then they're gonna put a band on the bottom part and start closing it. So, and the gap on here, on the bottom, on my bottom right, it's the smallest gap that I have anywhere else. So that should close up pretty quickly. The second gap size is this one on the top right. That gap is pretty small as well, so that's great. This gap on my left bottom is getting smaller. For a moment, the tooth wasn't moving, and now it is. The top right, that has been stubborn for ages. No progress there, except as soon as within hours, I think, I noticed that there was a shift. And the reason I know that there was a shift is because now there's a gap. And I'll show a close-up of that. That gap, that tiny little gap, didn't exist there before. So even within a few hours of pulling it, I think they must have put in a stronger band or something like that. I could see a difference. So now I can see every tooth moving. 5 weeks, they are gonna continue doing that, pulling the bands, and then on the top right, they're gonna put the bracket on that they're gonna pull forward. And when that happens, so I think depending on how fast that tooth moves forward that's going to dictate everything else, because that's going to dictate how fast you close up the gaps. Because first they need to be all in the same plane, and once they're all in the same plane, then they can start, shifting them, because the top part of my mouth is off-centered, so they need to shift it a little to the left. That is the last tooth to get on plane. Everything else is looking good. Alright, so that's that. Leave me any questions that you have in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. If you have any specific requests for videos about the braces, also put them in the comments and I will make them for you. And I will see you next time. Here are some pictures about progress.